All right, so here we go. First part of the two-part Democratic debate happened yesterday, last night, and I want to show you the funniest and weirdest moments. This was all spliced together. Credit to the LA Times for making about half of this video, and then a Twitter user named Jason Howerton for the other half of this video. Take a look.
Senator Klobuchar, I want to get you. I'm fascinated by this, Senator Klobuchar.
If I could, I'm sorry. Going to take O'Rourke.
Can we talk about the conditions and why people are coming here?
Let's Lester.
Because
Savannah,
really,
Savannah. I know. It's just, we could go on.
But rather than talking about specific provisions, we really have to talk about why these people are coming to our country and what are we going to do to actually make a difference in these countries.
Congressman, you'll get your chance. Let's continue the discussion.
Let's switch to another topic now. We've got a lot to get through. Let's talk. We need to talk about. Was actually separated from his family when he came to this country. We're going to talk about Iran right now.
They're making our democracy work, ensuring that our values and our interests and our priorities are reflected in the laws that we pass.
Thank you, Congressman O'Rourke. Hang on. Let me give 30 seconds, Senator Klobuchar.
Yes, for a follow-up. Mayor de Blasio, you're using
we have to actually.
Congressman Delaney, you'll have some time in a moment.
Who is cada persona en nuestra democracia? Cada votante necesitamos la representación y cada voz necesitamos escuchar.
La situación ahora es inaceptable. Este presidente ha atacado, ha demonizado los inmigrantes. Es inaceptable. Voy a cambiar este.
For the last 21 years, I've been raising a black son in America.
Going back to what de Blasio said, as an African-American man in an African-American dominated community, I knew one of the biggest issues was criminal justice reform.
I look at these proposals and I say, does this hurt my Uncle Dick in his deer stand?
Oh, that was all so great. Amy Klobuchar, I think, does this hurt my Uncle Dick? Oh, Twitter lit up after that because everybody's a child and it was hilarious. Now, the pandering with speaking Spanish in the middle of answers randomly, that was kind of hilarious. Cory Booker did it. Beto O'Rourke did it. I think there may have been one other on stage who did it as well, but I'm blanking on who that might be. And Delaney getting railroaded was, that happened so many times where Delaney would try to interject at the end of a question, but he does it in a way where he sounds so desperate. He's like, anyway, Rachel, so when my grandfather was detained and he was... Congressman Delaney, you'll have your time. Anyway, moving on. He just, every time he got railroaded, and every time he sounded really desperate. Like, if you're gonna interject, first of all, don't, okay? But second of all, if you're gonna do it, you have to rep it and own it in a way where it doesn't come across as insufferable. But Delaney had a way of, like, mixing in equal parts annoyance and desperation where... I saw multiple people on my timeline on Twitter. It was like hashtag shut up Delaney. I wouldn't be surprised if it trended last night because it was just that annoying. It was over and over. At the end of every question, he tried to interject. And everybody's like, shut the fuck up, bro. Shut up. Because not only was he interjecting and cutting people off, he was also saying dumb shit. Like when he actually got time to speak, it would be just, milquetoast centrist corporatist talking points, and it was goddamn annoying. And then there was another part where, like, that Elizabeth Warren face that you saw at the end there, if I'm not mistaken, that was when there were technical problems. So they came back from one of the breaks, they started asking questions, and there were technical problems. You heard the mics that were still on from the previous moderators, I think. So you heard, what's his face? Lester Holt saying, like, I have to go to the bathroom. Oh, God. How funny would it have been if they're asking the debate questions on stage and you also hear in the background somebody lighting it up in the bathroom? You just hear, as somebody's asking a question about, like, budget deficits, you hear, oh, I shouldn't have had that burrito, bro. So the greatest part was, like, Chuck Todd asked a question and then... they pan to the candidates on stage, and they're all just standing there awkwardly like. So apparently whatever technical problem they had, the people on stage weren't even able to hear Rachel Maddow and Chuck Todd. What? So they had to cut to another break, and they came back. Of course, Donald Trump pounced on that, was making fun of them. Look, the technical problems are the least of the issues with the network hosting it and with the moderators. They framed almost every question from a right-wing perspective. There were only a handful of decent questions. Most of the questions were framed from a right-wing perspective, and it was gross. We're going to get to that in a little bit. But yeah, these were the awkward moments. The random Spanish, which was just a over-the-top attempt at pandering. Uncle Dick, which is never not going to be funny. And Delaney being railroaded.